Nigeria is taking a giant stride, evolving to have a better society for the nation. We've just concluded the national elections, and here we are again taking on another giant stride in the issue of census. 2023 census, when we look back, it was 17 years ago that we had such an event, taking account of Nigerians and all the citizens in the country, along with other infrastructural facilities. Come May, we are witnessing another giant event, and that is the commencement of Census 23. How prepared is Nigeria? Of course, we know that citizens are eager to participate in this event, and towards that, I welcome you to Your Image, your public relations program on TV. Today, the topic is 2023 census. How prepared is Nigeria? And I have experts and a spokesperson to talk about this topic. Permit me to welcome Mr. Bulahon Ulude. He's a census expert and also past director of the National Population Commission in the state. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And to my right, I have the spokesperson and the director, National Orientation Agency in the state, in person of Christopher Kolawole Obadina. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Nigerians, you are welcome.
Yeah. We just said this is about 17 years ago that we had such an event. What is census? And why is this particular one unique to Nigeria?
Thank you, sir. Census is the process of collecting, compiling, analyzing, and dissemination of information pertaining to people in a country or a delineated part of it. To a layman, census is synonymous to counting people, and it is not counting people, enumerating people. So census involves enumeration of people. That's the.
Why is this particular one unique? We learned that the use of technology is going to be introduced.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have had 3 posts. We have had 3 censuses in recent time. The 1991 census, which the 2006, and indeed this current one, in the very recent time. So this one is unique because it involves the use of computer. We call it CAPI, computer assistance personal interviewing. Instead of carrying paper, we use the computer system to enumerate people. And that's a key reason why this one is very different. Then number 2, it is unique because we use global positioning system in doing very many things.
What does that mean?
During the demarcation, instead of having our maps on paper, so we have used global positioning system to draw our maps. So in this case, the maps, in your map you see where you are going to enumerate. You see all the buildings, everything within your enumeration area without using paper. So, and thirdly, there are so many other things that are now included, unlike the past. For example, we include migration, fertility, and child survivor, among others.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Bagino.
Yes, sir.
People
Already, they are yearning to really understand how prepared Nigeria is. Talking about census, we know that in some years past, census event has always been bedeviled with some negative issues and the like. How prepared is Nigeria?
Thank you very much. That's one of the reasons why government established National Orientation Agency to sensitize, to educate, to enlighten, to carry out assignments that will help people to know what government is doing. So we are the agency saddled with responsibility of communicating government policies, programs, and activities. And as you remark correctly in your openings, we have just concluded national elections. And so this time around, we are considering national census, which we call population census and housing census. So as far as it is government programs, NOAA is involved. And because we are involved, we are telling people, we are sensitizing the Nigerians to join, to support, and to give maximum cooperation to MPCs, enumerators, and other officials. And I can tell you right now, or as I'm talking here, so also my field officers are also talking with people in the grassroots, marketplace, community dialogue. They are going to what we call motor parks. They go to where people live and work using various strategies, including Jehovah's Witness and distribution of handbills. So we are doing that apart from us engaging the media, carrying out media advocacy. So all this come together to make people aware. And from the feedback we are getting so far, we can say conveniently that Nigerians are ready and they are anxious even to participate and to support this Census 2023.
Let me take you on again. How much of support has the National Population Commission or government received to enhance and facilitate this activity?
You are asking how much support has government received?
Talking about technical support?
Yes.
Talking about...
I can just tell you in a simple language that the federal government is in partnership and has been receiving support from United Population Fund. Even as I'm talking with you right now, the chairman of the commission is in overseas in a meeting with these organizations. And when he comes, he's also coming home with good support because that organization has been with us. And they have been giving us technical support as well as financial support. So,
thank you.
Nigeria too is also supporting the MPC. The federal government supporting this MPC in this important project.
Mr. Leader,
Yes,
you know, people have misconception on the issue of where they should be counted. Whereas some people feel that, oh, I better move to my place of origin rather than stay at the place where I'm working. What does census demand?
Thank you very much, sir. We discuss census migration. That is, if somebody moves from the place of usual residence to another place, usually places of origin, we call it census migration.
Okay.
Which is not too good for a census.
Why?
There are two major features of a good census that I want to mention. That is reliability and accuracy. If you count people, and very many of the people who are supposed to be counted at that point are not available, that means the statistics you are generating will not be very, very reliable to use when they come back.
Are not available
during counting.
During counting or after?
No, during counting. They will not be available because they have traveled.
Okay.
usually to their places of origin,
Okay.
from places of residence. So during census, they will not be available for counting at the place of residence. So invariably, the data you generate from the place of residence will be different from the actual figure or count.
And what is the implication?
And the implication is that, for example, if you have 10 people on ground during census, and they're actually 18, 8 people have migrated. So by the time they come back, you have 18. And the census figure is showing you have only 10. Which means if you make provision for 10 people, according to what you have on paper, then there'll be less provision for everybody. Because if you make provision for 10 and you have 18, already the facilities will not be adequate to take care of the people.
Facilities like?
Housing.
Okay.
Even electricity.
Okay.
Water supply.
Okay.
And so on.
Schools.
Schools. Schools.
Well, thank you so much. The census, besides the issue of migration, what is the added value that is going to serve for the nation and to the citizens?
Well, before I even answer that, I want to beg Nigeria and to appeal to every one of us to please let us avoid traveling to our hometown or to our village because of the coming census. Everything you need to say concerning where you come from has been already taken care of with the questionnaire. Just tell them, because among the questions they're going to ask you will have to do with where are you from, what is your village, what is your town. So as long as you have mentioned those ones, that factor has been taken care of. So you don't need to travel because of that. You will still be noted that you are from Nnewi, you are still from Kano. Now, to the question, what value will national population census and housing census will do for us? One, and basically, is to enable government to have data that will help them in national planning. Like the director has mentioned the other time, when we do census and people cooperate effectively, we will be able to generate reliable and accurate data that will be useful for national planning and development. Take, for instance, I am the governor of Ogun State. I should be interested in the result of this census because it will enable me to know how many people in Ogun State have a need of housing and what type of housing. How many people that are sick of, say, diabetes or hypertension, because those issues of health are going to be involved, they are going to be asked in the questionnaire as well. So government can thereby plan for disabled, can be able to put infrastructure for whether they need more school for disabled, they need more what they call cottage or clinic for adult or adult citizens. When they discover that many adults do not have care, because after the question they're going to ask questions about our welfare as well as our housing needs. By the time they begin to ask of our welfare, and they discover that people are complaining that they don't have children or people taking care of them in their old age. That will make government to realize that they have a need to prepare for old citizens, old homes, old people homes, like that. Children, they want to know whether they have enough school, whether their schools are far from the houses. Through those questions that they generated, through that data they generated, government can now be able to plan that we need to increase number of primary schools, number of secondary schools, in which community, in what community, because those questionnaires will bring in data that will be used for effective planning. So for us, I think it will do us a good thing, because as a matter of fact, it will also stop this problem of estimation. Since about 17 years ago, we all, whether academics or people in government or general or another person, we just do estimation. Nigeria is about 240 million. Some will say 210 million. Some will say 200 million. But now that we are going to have real digital population and housing census, we can now know the accurate figure of the number of Nigerians living in Nigeria. And that is why we are appealing to everybody that are on migration or what they call Dubai travel, those who go to London for shopping. Please come back home and stay, because if you go there during the census, you will shortchange us by the time you return. Since you are still coming by your own migration, please stay in Nigeria so that you can be counted. We are not counting people outside Nigeria. So it is only those that we see with our eyes that we are going to count. So we are appealing to Nigeria because this thing is so important. We don't know when are we going to do the next one. Hopefully maybe another 10 years. So let us be available so that government can be able to count us. I want to tell you, you are important. So be around to be counted.
Thank you very much, Director. Anyway, Mr. Lee, we've been talking about Nigerians. Census, is it only peculiar with Nigerians?
Thank you, sir. Census taking had started almost with humanity.
Okay.
Primarily, at the beginning, it was to have soldiers. That was the essence of having censuses in the past. But with developments, all various issues coming into census taking. So census is not only particular to Nigeria. All countries in the world have censuses.
And then the count or the enumeration, is it about Nigerians alone?
No, we are not counting Nigerians alone. It is a de facto census.
How?
We count people we see. And anybody in Nigeria will be counted, wherever you are. The whole country has been demarcated into enumeration areas. So at every point, every space in Nigeria, there will be an enumeration area where one will be counted. So it is not only of Nigeria, it's worldwide.
Okay, thank you very much. There's a dimension to this question, and that has to do with the foreigners that are in Nigeria. Is it of value to them too?
Yes, because we can be able to know how many foreigners are in Nigeria. Number two, government can also take care of them in providing infrastructure so needed. Now, like you have mentioned, we, apart from counting Nigerians, this census will also take care of special populations. By special population, we mean those people that are moving from one place to the other, like the nomads, like farmers that goes to the farm in the day and return to their shelter in the evening. So where the people are, the census officials have been, the MPs have taken care of them. They have taken care of those people that are mad, sorry to use that word, but those who are mentally derailed, those who does not have home, to call them less privileged, those that sleep under the bridge. So almost everybody, indeed, those who will be traveling, Nigerians, some of them may not stay at home that day. They may still want to go out because in order to eat, maybe they are drivers or whatever. Those who are moving from one, those who are on transit, they are going to be counted. So for everybody, whether you are mission, embassy, or Nigerians, as long as you are in Nigeria at that census 0 hours, you are going to be counted. And that is why we are appealing to Nigerians to cooperate with our enumerators and supervisors.
One good area that I would also like to bring light on is the fact that we've been complaining of infrastructural facilities not being adequate.
Okay.
And does census have anything to do with that?
Yes, very well. As a matter of fact, like you yourself know, sir, when you have information, you plan better.
Power.
It helps you to avoid wastage. It helps you to achieve your purpose. It helps you to manage your resources. So infrastructure deficit, we thank God for the federal government. As a matter of fact, what this special institution has done in terms of infrastructures is so unique and gigantic. Think of road, think of railway, think of schools. They have done something wonderful. I just pray that the next one will build on that infrastructural need. Nigeria has been infrastructural deficit for some time. And so this census will give the government of the day and the future one opportunity to have reliable data on what to do to solve our infrastructural deficit.
Thank you very much. We know that, Mr. Alude, we know that Nigeria is anticipating developing the society better. Is it only the physical ones, the developed areas that they are interested in, or the remote areas that have not been developed? Because let me illustrate. I'm aware that maybe in countries like South Africa and maybe in the other clime, even the undeveloped environments are always taken into consideration, and the facilities are anticipated for such environments. Thereby, when there is development, then those facilities can be tapped into, and people can even further develop into the remote areas. Is it going to take care of that?
Yes, that's the essence of the census. Primarily, the census will provide statistics.
Okay.
And the statistics will further generate statistics. So that is the basic thing about census.
Will further generate statistics.
If you have census statistics with you, that statistics will further generate statistics.
Can you explain the further statistics?
Thank you very much.
When you are going to use
when you have your census data, you see the students and the academia will use the same data to carry out other researches and come out with other statistics, and so and ditto for everything in the country. For example, the census makes arrangement for very many things, even the infrastructure. There is question of infrastructure in the questionnaire. We have facilities. We have an aspect for facilities. What are the facilities in your enumeration area? Is it telephone? Is it school? Is it a police station? Is it a hospital? And so on. So it's part of this census that will be generated. So the census at the end of the day will provide Nigeria with the statistics required for planning and development.
Let me ask you, the director. People have been complaining that Nigeria is not as visionary as the other nations. What can we expect from this census to do uniquely?
Well, first of all,
maybe in the area of research, in the area of industrialization, in the areas of other things that can make Nigeria a great nation.
I think Nigerians. I don't think it's proper to say that Nigerians are not visionary in the first instance. Nigerians are visionaries. We have people of visions here, so many of them. But I think our problem.
I will conclude. I said some people allude that Nigeria is not as visionary as other. nations.
Let me allow you. Well, as far as we are concerned, I believe that this census will give everyone, that, especially leaders, opportunity to work on the statistics generated by the census. For instance, now, like my brother mentioned, that the questionnaires are so broad. Even the civil society organization have an input. The health education, health have an input. Ministry of Education have an input. That is to say, government has a lot of opportunities now to look at it. Look at INEC. It is what the population did last time, census did, the census disease did, that enabled them and the EAD to carry out in 2015, that formed the bedrock of the definition of constituency that were used recently in making the Nigeria into more polling, giving more polling units. So both INEC and other people, including academia, will be able to use the information generated by the census that are going to be conducted this year. So every person, whether you are an entrepreneur or you are the academia or you are a government or a policy maker, you have opportunity now to get some information that can help you move Nigeria to a greater height, because the information that census will give us this year will help you to avoid wastage, it will also help you to manage your resources and to know to spend your money more effectively and achieve greater results. The ultimate effect is that Nigeria will move to a greater height.
Nigeria will move to a greader height with the 2023 census.
Yes.
I want to believe that. It is on that note that we're going to end this discussion now, and then we'll conclude to further delve into other nitty-gritty and anticipatory activities, especially of the census. I want to thank you so much, Mr. Gulam Walude.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Former director of the National Population Commission in the state, and also a census expert. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Also, the director, National Orientation Agency, Ogun State, Mr. Chris Kolawole Obadina. Thank you for finding time to be with us.
Thank you so much.
I hope you join us to continue this discussion.
Yes, I will do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it is on this note that we are going to disengage this conversation. We still have a lot to discuss because citizens are yearning to know much about the census, and we are expecting development. We are expecting a new vision for Nigeria, and that is to make it a greater nation. Thank you for being with us. We have always been enjoying your partnership with us. It is on that note that we'd like to say bye. Thank you.